Hey everyone, welcome to day 46 of our 100 Days to 100 Doors journey. And today is Metrics Monday. So today we chat about, kind of wrap up what we're up to last week, compare that to the week before, and then kind of share about, whether there's anything that we're changing, adjusting so that we can prepare for this upcoming week. So last week we got to 107 brokers outreach. Out of those, we were able to screen 57 deals. And out of those, we were able to fully underwritten about 11 of them, submit 5 LOI. And then let me go ahead and share what it was compared to the week before. And you might see my face in it. Let me transition. Okay. So compared to last week, I think overall all our number was up from the week before. Yeah, with that, I'm gonna open up the floor to everyone to share what's there for, and and then anything that we consider adjusting for this coming week. Let me stop sharing.
Well, yeah, so I'll get in there. Of course, some of the broker engagement is due to Yang's heavy engagement in Ohio, which is great. Because there's a lot of new things like coming our way, which I think is fabulous, so, that was a big jump, but it's gonna, I hope, boast some good things going, for me again, M and I talk about, having other eyes on things, I did 4, and I don't count 2 of them because M did 1, and I wanted to have my eyes on it because they're now we're like really just kind of taking it and going and seeing if this is like a hard LOI, going forward. Do we want to go deeper because it's starting to look pretty good? Another thing I think we are as a team, like recognizing that we're getting better quality of deals, I think, starting to come our way, that we're finding and something that's coming up for me, and maybe somebody else can share with that too, is like, I'm looking at LOIs that we've kind of like put forth. A lot of them are verbal more than hard LOIs. So like our numbers may look like, have like something accepted. But like when you're putting in I don't want to say a softer LOI, but like a verbal LOI, see if we should go harder and deeper. And that into like a higher, like into a PSA necessarily. But I think we're doing great. I mean, I think we're doing great. We're on the cusp. We're right there. So
Yeah,
we're right there.
Go ahead.
I just think this week was a great week. It was very, very busy. Yang's 92 emails of broker outreach that she sent out. Definitely, that's what we want. And within the mix of properties, like Dawn was saying, we're starting to finally see properties that we aren't far off of. They're good going forward. There's going to be a lot actually able to put harder LOIs on and just see if one of them sticks. But as Dawn keeps saying, we're about to pop. And after this week of the like 20 properties that I got across my desk, and then I think 10 that I actually underwritten, like there are 5 that I'm like, we need to go deeper on, which is really, really great, because sometimes we'll spend a whole week of not having, like, I won't have anything that even sticks. And I have to mention too, like, that's all on the side of Yang. Like, there were some backup properties from Mom before she left for vacation, but now I get to have a whole week this coming week of anything that potentially could have been sent to Mom is now going to be in the tracker as well. So I'm very excited for what's to come, because there's a lot of good stuff. So Selena, now you can talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Pretty much it really reiterates what we're talking about. Both Dawn and Em, they do the analyzing, so they see it firsthand. But when we're talking to the brokers, what I've found now, it happened on for both of us, is that we were in something that was, maybe a couple of million off asking. And yet when we spoke with the broker to do a verbal, we found out we're right in the mix. So we are getting good numbers now. And what we're seeing is what other potential buyers are seeing. And I think the sellers are now realizing that they're overinflated a bit and have to come down between interest rates and other things going on. So reality, I think, is finally setting in. and we're in the mix for several of them are looking really good, and I'm thrilled. Plus, we are doing the work, as you've seen all along. We are putting in the work and the time to start getting these results. So I'm really happy as a group with everything we're doing, and like Dawn said, we're ready to pop. I'm looking forward to it, as the rest of the gals are.
I'll jump in here because I was out most of last week, in but out. So I 3 takeaways from last week. And it wasn't all about properties. Number one, we know people are watching because on 3 occasions this week, and I mean, I was out of state too, I had people say, "What are you doing online? You're all over my feed." So, and my neighbors just said that last night. They're like, "No, keep doing it. I like listening." So even if you don't listen all the way through, people are paying attention. So that was takeaway number one. Now I'm going to lose takeaway. Oh, number 2, we had the opportunity to be on the 7-Figure podcast. And if you haven't seen that episode, please tune in because it was so fun to be with Peely on that and be given the opportunity to talk as a group about what we're doing. So that was takeaway number 2. And takeaway number 3 is when you work with a group, they pick up the slack when you aren't. And I learned something last week with Yang's mass email. I have quite a number of emails in the draft inbox to go out tomorrow morning. I'm not sending them on a Sunday because they will get lost in people's email, but learning new things and approaching things in a different bit of a way. So they were my 3 takeaways from last week. And I guess I'll pass it back to Yang.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so a couple of takeaway I have from last week is, as last week I started a lot of broker outreach for like a market that I haven't really done broker outreach before. So I know you've heard a lot of number, like those 92 number. That's actually not me. I pass it on to my virtual admin who does the mass emailing, because that is very simple, right? Copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. And then I hop on the call with the brokers. That's something that I cannot replace myself yet. So then I'm still hopping on the call with brokers. But she really helped me with that initial outreach and also the scheduling so that I have all of that in my schedule. So then I just need to hop on a call, talk to them, like advocate. It's like, you probably heard this before, like advocate for your team, advocate for our experience, that we're ready, we have capital we're ready to deploy, and that we have experience in underwriting acquisition. So that is the part that I do actually on the phone. And that's why the brokers would like then this broker send us due, I pass on to Em and Don, and then they continue the process from there. And then I'll reach back out to the brokers. So a couple of takeaway from there is in my outreach, right? And you probably even know this, is that in a market, there are brokers who's going to have a majority of the deal. So I reached out to a brokers last week that actually has 80% of their market share. So it's great because now I can actually know that, okay, this is the brokers that I really want to strengthen the relationship, because I can actually get to see 80% of a deal in this market by just strengthening this one relationship. This is why we track a lot of these numbers, because we really want to know where to spend our time, right? Time for all of us is that limited resources. And so we really want to make sure where is it that we can have other people help us. For example, have a virtual admin, have the same template, copy and paste. Where is it that we can shorten the piece that we do? And where is it that we can actually jump in, use our strength, like talking to brokers? And where is it that we, which brokers we should talk to? So a lot of that was learned last week as I navigate the things through. Definitely also a lot of lessons learned, right? Definitely don't ask your virtual admin to send 92 email at once, because then you have a lot of conversation hop on for the week. So I did adjust that to space things out. But overall, great week. If you're watching, if you're brokers and you have a deal you want us to look at, feel free to send us our way. We're always ready to look at deals. I know it's toward the end of the year and not people are working, but we are. So send us your deal. We are ready to deploy our capital and ready to close. And if you're watching and you're interested about maybe closing on a deal this end of the year or early next year, if that's on your checklist, reach out to us. We're happy to help you guys, get involved in real estate. With that, have a wonderful week ahead, and I'll see everyone tomorrow. Bye.